The Deflategate scandal has moved from the football field to the courtroom. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell and Patriots quarterback Tom Brady are appearing before a federal judge in New York. The judge will decide if Goodell was justified in suspending Tom Brady for 4 games for using underinflated footballs in the AFC Championship game last season. Goodell and the league are arguing the punishment was fair. Brady and the players' union disagree. Anna Werner was in the courtroom and joins us now on the phone. So, Anna, tell us what happened.
Well, Vlad, it was very interesting. Judge Richard Berman here in the court made it very clear from the opening of the arguments here that he had not made up his mind in any way on the case, but he was going to be asking some tough questions of both sides, and he warns people not to make a judgment based on the questions that he asked. And then when the NFL's representatives stood up, defending Roger Goodell, the commissioner, of course, he proceeded to say, he asked them things among which he said, is there any direct evidence that Tom Brady knew of a scheme to deflate footballs in that game with the Colts? And what direct evidence do you have? The lawyer finally admitted that they didn't really have direct evidence that he was involved in this conspiracy, but said that there was plenty of other evidence that would show. And then he talked a little bit about the Wells report the judge did in his questions. He said, one of the things that he was a little confused by was Wells' reference to Brady, saying that his conclusion was more probable than not that Tom Brady was at least what he called generally aware of what had happened with the game balls. And the judge said, he said, I'm just trying to figure out what he's saying by there because, frankly, I'm not really sure what in the world that means. On the other side, though, he didn't give them a pass either. For the other side's lawyers defending Tom Brady, this lawyer Kessler, Jeffrey Kessler, he said to him, frankly, look, why would either of these 2 staffers who allegedly deflated these game balls, why would either of them do that without Mr. Brady's consent or awareness? And to which Kessler said, that they just might have been trying to sort of help the quarterback out. It is conceivable that they might have done this thinking that they were helping him in one way. So the judge, hearing all of that, they're going to have some discussions with both sides this afternoon. They're taking a lunch break right now, as far as we understand, and they're going to have some discussions. And, the judge said that they're proceeding on 2 tracks, either litigation or settlement, and he'll be dealing with them on both of those legal tracks. So a conclusion is not... they haven't reached any conclusion at this point, Vlad, but it's very interesting to hear the judge put some tough questions with a lot of humor, frankly, to both sides in this case. Yeah, for sure. And Anna, before I let you go, we saw images of Tom Brady arriving at the courthouse. It seemed as if people were sort of cheering him on. I'm reading reports on Twitter that people were booing when Goodell showed up. Did you see that? You know what? We weren't there when Goodell showed up because I think we might have already been in the courthouse, or it might have just preceded us. So I didn't get to hear cheering or booing this morning because you have to get into the courthouse early to try to get a seat. The courtrooms are packed, obviously, for a case like this. But there's a lot of public sentiment on this case, and a lot of people who want to argue this. From my visits to Boston and Foxborough covering this up around Patriots Stadium, when you listen to sports radio up there, there are vociferous arguments. And people on both sides calling into these radio stations. And, it's Brady 24 hours a day up there right now. Anna Werner reporting from Boston. Anna, thank you so much.